Hey everyone, welcome. So this is my very first free webinar workshop, sit and chat, whatever you'd like to call it, in my new program, which is called Living Soulfully. I had the name of the program before I really solidified what I wanted the program to be about. I had a lot of ideas in my head and so many different people that I want to support in my coaching. And so it took some time to really sit with it and really determine who it is that I feel I can support the best in the current stage of my life. If you followed me for a while or know me, I did have a program probably 4 years ago now called Living Better, which was kind of your generic life coaching program, setting goals, how to achieve your goals, really just taking the opportunity to live the best life that you wanted to live for you. I really don't think there is like an ideal way of living or being, and the way that I work with my clients is meeting you where you are, determining a path to where you want to go, how you want to feel, especially because sometimes the destination isn't always the ultimate goal. It's feeling good on the way there as well, and really enjoying that journey. And so living soulfully is a kind of reiteration, if not growth, a blooming from my original program as I've gone through multiple life changes since 2019. It might have even been, it must have been before then. Must have been, I think, 2018. Because the rest of 2018 was insane. And so it's been a lot of challenges since then. So this program must have been before then. I can't quite remember. So my Living Soulfully program is really aimed at working with women who have gone through a life-changing event, and that they're trying to find themselves again. So they've lost themselves within that event. My focus right now is working with mothers because that's how I was feeling lost, and I'm really still working on finding myself, but I feel like I have a lot of tools and I can share my experiences I've had so far, and hopefully if you're feeling a little bit lost or not sure where you're wanting to go, that maybe some of the things I share will be helpful to you. But I also want to work with women who are dealing with other life-changing events, grief, loss, change in career, change in lifestyle, change in relationship status, whatever that big event is for you that's left you feeling a little bit lost or a lot lost. That's what I'm here to support. And sometimes the hardest time to ask for help is when you think it's like the littlest change and you're having the hardest time with that. And that's okay. Sometimes those big changes, they come and you deal with it because it's such a massive change. And sometimes those smaller changes are actually harder to deal with. So wherever you're at, if you're feeling lost and you want to find your way back to you, and feeling like you again, that's what I'm here for. And my number one tip with that is try not to go back to who you were exactly before that event happened, because you will never be the same person that you were. It's important to remember that you change as you're going through a change. And so I found the most pushback for myself was when I was trying to go back to exactly who I was before, and I will never be that person again. And there can be grief in that as well. Sometimes we look back and like, yeah, I'm really glad that I changed. I'm glad that I grew through that experience. And other times there's also a grief that comes with that loss of yourself as well. And so there is grief in change, even if that change is good. And so as a coach, and as a mom and someone who's gone through a lot of grief and a lot of loss in the last few years, that's what I'm here for. And that's what I'm here to support. So a little bit more about me. I became a mom in May of 2021. And then at the end of June, our son was hospitalized for 3.5 months, fighting for his life at BC Children's. And so there's a lot of grief and change in that short period of time. There was becoming a mother and losing my independence. And then, of course, being with my son in hospital for 3.5 months, fighting for him as well as fighting for myself, and dealing with all of that. as you do. And so when we got home from hospital, the whole time we we're in hospital, I had such a focus. I mean, I felt lost in myself, but I was also focused on the task of being there for my son, advocating for my son, figuring out what was going on, what was next, what our life was going to look like when we got home. And so I had a purpose, even though I personally felt super lost, I had a purpose. When we got home, I was obviously so happy to be home. We had just moved. Um, we moved right after he was born and just before we ended up at Children's. And so coming home was like moving again, being in a new house, a new city. Um, I don't want to say island because we're not an island, but we moved out of the lower mainland onto the coast. So a big change. And I felt really lost. I no longer had to be in survival mode anymore. And I didn't want to, I don't want to say I struggled with not being in survival mode, but I struggled with not having a purpose anymore. Obviously, my son's health was a huge priority, but he was stable. We were at home. We had his routine. We knew he was good. We knew what to do if anything happened. And so I think it was after Christmas, I reached out and worked with a therapist who focused and specialized in women going through the change into motherhood. And that was really, really helpful because I'm someone who likes to feel productive and that I've achieved something. Never has to be anything big, but that I wanted to feel like I was participating in the household and that's just how I feel. I'm not saying you have to feel that way. That's just how I feel. And so I worked with her and how to support that. And then it just felt like a bit much continuing to work with her in terms of cost and just the purpose because she'd helped me really determine what I needed. What I realized was that I was missing that community. I was missing the group of people that I could just, go for a walk with and talk about those little things about motherhood, or have a call. All my friends have kids, but then we're all busy and you don't really get a lot of time to talk and share stories and learn as much as we need to because raising a child and children takes a village and we kind of have part-time villages. We don't actually have a support system here on the coast, so that's huge for me as well. And my intention with this is to bring mothers together. We can have calls during the week. You can drop in when you need to and have a space, a safe and inclusive space to chat and talk about what's going on. Rant if you need to. Sometimes you just need to get it off your chest. You don't need anyone to fix it. You just want to get it off your chest. So that's my purpose and intention as well with my coaching is that we have group coaching as well. So you don't have to work with me individually. You can come into the group and learn from each other as well and support other mothers. If you're anything like me, like to share what you've learned, even just the hopes of helping one person if possible. So really wherever you are in your journey in motherhood, that's my intention to support you, whether you're a brand new mom, congratulations, or you're a veteran mom and your kids are older, because as we go through the seasons of change, there's nothing more evident about change than having a child, because as soon as you learn one thing, they go and go do something completely different. So I can only imagine as my son grows older that, we'll go from toddler to child to preteen to teen to adult, and you're constantly learning. And there's pieces of you that get left behind as well, because you're growing right alongside your children. And so as much as that change is beautiful and you see them growing and thriving, it's still hard on you as a mom to see that. And so I'm also here to support those changes as well, both emotionally and then helping you rediscover where your path is and where you want to be going. So really focus again of this feeling lost in motherhood. I absolutely love being a mother, and I also felt so lost. For a while, I felt really guilty because all I could think about was what I lost. in becoming a mom, my independence, sleep, all the things. And then I felt really guilty that I was grieving those things so much because I had this beautiful baby boy that I was so happy was finding himself in the hospital and doing well. And I didn't feel worthy enough of him because I felt guilty. And it's okay to feel guilty. We can feel guilty and still being amazing moms. A lot of times I just struggled with that. Like, I just want to get in the car and go. And I'm much better at it now. I actually do a lot of stuff with my son. Again, we don't have a support system here. So we have a nanny a few hours a week. I do like to tell people that because some people think I do all of this without any help, and that's not true. My husband is amazing. We have a nanny a few hours a week, but we don't have like that person. We can't just like stop by grandma and grandpa's and drop our son off for an hour or two. We don't have that support, and so there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of doing things with our son because he's around all the time, and we love that. And he is such a sweet boy that it works for us. But I know for other people, grocery shopping is impossible with their children. Getting all the things done is impossible. Some people just can't, and that's fine. The purpose of me wanting to work with moms like you is that we're all so different. And it's so hard to look out at what everyone else is doing and really understand what their day-to-day situation looks like. We can see all the good, we can see some of the bad, but we don't see like the whole spectrum. And so, like I said, working with me, I will meet you where you are, figure out where you're trying to go, and we'll work on that slowly together to find what you need to support the life that you're looking for and the life that you have. I know sometimes what we want is really far off from where we're at. So finding something in the middle that maybe you work towards that bigger dream, or maybe it just takes a few small adjustments to feel better about where you're at and where you're going. Um, I took a lot of notes because I was just feeling really creative this morning. Um, and yeah, so if you're thinking to yourself, like, there's nothing that I could say to you to help you or support you, then let's chat. You can book a 30-minute call with me, complimentary. We'll just have a chat, see where you're at. Maybe the group coaching is a better option for you in terms of just having a group of people to sit around and listen to. You never know how many people are in a familiar boat as you until you start talking to people and they start opening up. So that might be an option. Or if you just really want to like hit the ground running, like I needed that support, then you can work with me one-on-one and we can chat about that and see what that looks like for you, of course. So again, my goal with this community is to build a community of moms, of people who feel like they've lost themselves. They really want to find themselves again, or at least work towards finding themselves again. You might feel for the next few years still a little bit lost, still not really sure what you're doing. Maybe I'm just here to support you to feel more comfortable in what this phase of your life is. I was talking to my really good friend today, and I'm kind of like in a lull period with my work, and it's hard because financially I'm looking at like that I have a nanny and I'm not making like the money to cover the nanny right now. Um, but I have to, and we were talking about cycles, and we were talking about, you know, there's always gonna be times when you're like have too much of something and not enough, and then too much and then not enough. And so learning that especially when you're not in the not enough phase, is to enjoy that piece of time, to enjoy, quiet, slowing down. And I found the last week or so that I've really been trying to embrace that and not stress so much and know that other things are coming, which is scary. It's so scary. But also, I was telling her that I feel like it's a little bit easier in motherhood because I still have so many things to do and so much energy to expend on caring for my son that it doesn't feel like a complete lull. It's just more like the financial piece of it. So know that, I mean, all of life is cyclical, all of it is seasonal, and especially motherhood. Motherhood is its season. It's one of the hardest seasons. It can be one of the most joyful seasons, depending on your situation. Um, so me coming in to support you is to allow you that space, to hold space for you to enjoy as much of you as you can of motherhood and yourself, and know that things will not stay the same, even though it can feel like it. We have our children for 18 years and they need us for all of that plus some. Uh, but the best way to support your family is to make sure that you're taken care of as well. So allow me to step in, support you, help you take care of you so you can take care of the rest of your family. So the things that you can take away from today's call is to please make sure to reach out and book a 30-minute complimentary call with me. I try to be as least salesy as I can. I just talk about it because that's my purpose and that's what I'm here for. But I honestly do want to support as many people as possible. So let's just get on a call, see what I can do for you and where that lands. Um, Make sure that you're journaling. Start small. Notebook, write one line at night. I felt good. I felt bad. Today was easy. Today was hard. Today was complicated. Um, just start small. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Write one line before you go to bed, or one line when you get up in the morning, or both. Um, Meditate if you can, even if it's just if you get to the bathroom by yourself or just before bed. Close your eyes, take a couple breaths. A breath I've been really playing with a lot is the double inhale and an exhale. So, been doing that 3 times. Really, it just allows that nervous system to begin to regulate, feel a little bit calmer, kind of set into what's next. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed during the day, practicing breath work. My really good friend Abby, who I was talking about just earlier, does breath work as well. So if you're looking for that kind of support, that's there for you too. Or you can just have your own practice of, like getting back into it. Go to the bathroom, do your 3 inhale and exhale breaths, and see how you feel entering motherhood once again. Make sure you're moving your body as well. I'll be offering some movement practices as well through the coaching, both in the group coaching and in the individual sessions. So look forward to that. Make sure you're nourishing your body as well. So of course, hydrating. I know it's so frustrating when people tell me I need to sleep more when I'm really busy, and I'm like, yes, I know, but sleep more if you can. Um, but of course, eating good food, resting when you can. So if you're in a lull, rest if you can. Try not to fill all of the empty space. Allow some of it to just nourish you and feed you and give you that energy you need or want to continue on with your day. And don't worry about feeling selfish or needy at all. Your family needs you to be the best version of you. And if you need support, we all need support. So don't think it's just you. We all need it. So if you can, therapy, coaching, I do body talk, breath work, yoga, Pilates, meditation, some stuff you can find for free online. So if you're a little bit of a financial pinch, then use what you can for free and then invest in things that really bring you joy. So whether that is any of those things, maybe it's a manicure once a month, whatever it is that you need for you. You are an investment to your family. So investing in yourself is super important. And I will do my best to offer as much free content as I can as well, that will hopefully help you. And then to help me, you can just pass it on to your friends and see what happens, because they're going to need the support too. I feel like everyone has at least one kid, if not more, right now. And I know that the support systems out there are lacking for a lot of people. So whatever I can provide in terms of support, and then you can support me by sharing that content with your friends and family if you found it helpful. I'll wrap it up 20 minutes. I know we're all busy. If you want to chat again, you can book that complimentary call, 30 minutes. We can chat about whatever you want. I won't jump down your throat for a sale or anything like that. I really do just want to support you. And chatting gives me an opportunity to see what everyone needs and what everyone wants. And then we can go from there. So thank you so much if you're watching this replay. Thank you for watching. And hopefully I get to chat with you soon. Have a great day.